They can hear
Hello,
us.
everybody.
Hi, friends.
Hi. How are you? This is the Trophy Room pre-show. If you're watching the show recorded, link to the time codes down below to get you started into the main show. For those of you who are walking in, how are y'all doing this fine week? How's everybody doing? How's everybody hanging? Are y'all relaxed? Ooh, I've echoed on my end. That scared the crap out of me. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Hooey. So, Bud, how have you been?
I'm okay. I'm real tired today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did the new job get to you, or you were just like running out? You said you were running errands before.
Yeah, just because I can't, I'm so used to being able to just go when I have to go.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I honestly, I hopped in my car, and I never changed the time in my car.
Oh,
So
yeah?
I was like, oh, it's only 6:30. I have time to, relax a little bit before I hop back onto the computer, do the show.
Mhm.
And then you texted me like, hey, can you hop on to put in questions? And I go, wait, what time is it? I looked at my phone and it said 7:30. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. But yeah, the new job's great. I'm enjoying
Nice.
it. I just need to get used to sitting here at this desk.
All day.
Well, it's not that bad, but it's just like this chair sucks.
I got you. That's the first investment I made. Ooh, I WandaVisioned.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
first paycheck I definitely have to get a new chair because then I could claim it on taxes.
Do not, and I swear to God, I'm telling you, don't get one of these. Okay?
What a what?
The
That
gaming
brand?
chairs.
Oh, okay.
Just gaming
Oh
chairs.
yeah, no.
They're fallacy. Like they don't do it.
Yeah.
Get those like that don't look exciting, but are made for high end like work.
Yes.
Those are the chairs you want. That's what I made a mistake with this one.
Absolutely.
This one hurts my butt.
Yeah, I need some padding.
Yeah, this one, like, the padding is
not a
like
bucket
cement.
and not a bucket seat. It's got to be a flat seat.
No, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
No, could be
I'm getting pretty hyped though, because though this week's not payday, next week's payday, and that check will go into my final Sally Mae loan. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. I've been very excited about this.
Well, just brag about it some more then, why don't you? Jesus. Seems
Well,
every single year I'm with you and you pay off another student loan. Whoop-de-doo. Hooray for you.
Well, I'm very conscientious with the cash.
Well, I'm very proud of you. Good job.
Yeah, I don't treat. I get really guilty when I treat myself. Really guilty, and I gotta stop. But you know what I did plan today, and now I gotta follow through because I made a promise.
What?
When I lose 100 pounds, which will happen, I'm at 22.
Sweet.
In a month.
Ooh.
I texted Kelsey, and there are 2 tattoos that I want.
Hell yeah.
I've told you this.
Hell yeah.
But I'm getting my dog's paw, so I gotta order the ink for his paw. I'm gonna get that somewhere on my body. I'm thinking my calf.
Okay.
And I am gonna get the Ellie tattoo on my forearm.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like,
Inner
that's really all I
forearm
want.
or outer forearm? What are you doing?
Like around the forearm, like
Sweet.
just like exactly the way she has it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's the plan. Gonna get inked, and I can't wait for my parents to be disappointed because I'm 30 years old, but still afraid of their judgment. What a scarring child.
Listen,
Any Hispanic
I feel
knows.
that the same.
Any Hispanic fears the wrath of the ire that is your goddamn parents. I don't know why, but yeah, that's my game plan.
It's good.
So yeah. Now, have you just talk about the show notes before we get into it? Now, do you have like your most anticipated games raring to go?
Nope.
This son of a gun. You're just gonna do it on the fly again, huh?
Joe, I literally just told you. I got home at 7:30.
You start writing them
the
down.
questions first.
You're right. You start writing them down. You start writing them down.
I can go willy-nilly. I don't need to prepare. I got it. I'm a great improver.
I don't know, because I think I'm gonna take a lot of surprise picks from you. I think I'm gonna.
I mean, I'm looking at your list right now. how can we not share the when you want me to come up with other brand new other titles?
Yeah.
Oh, come
You know?
on.
Come on, make it
Are
interesting.
you kidding me? How dare you
Yeah.
take that first one? You're not even a huge fan of that genre. You punk.
Exactly.
You
It's
punk.
interesting. I'm I'm an interesting man.
You're not the
I'm
most
sorry.
interesting man in the world. That title's taken.
Ooh, Stingray X says I need to see Barbie first. Then it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Both are freaking great. Barbie, I have no idea how it's one of my favorite movies this year. God, I have no idea. Couldn't tell you, but it is. And this TMNT, like, really good. Really good. I hope it has some staying power because I know they had some big plans for it, but I don't know. I don't know yet. So yeah, it may be my Snyderverse. Who knows? It may be something maybe my Bloodborne of movies. It's like this should be a thing, and then we never get a sequel for some gosh dang reason. Yeah, but
Did you see
I am rare in the tweets. Yeah.
Did you see the plan for the other Mattel properties after the success of Barbie?
What are they again?
All I know is one of them on that list was Uno. I'm like, what are you doing? How?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes. How do you get Uno? It honestly makes me want to see Uno. Like, is this like a high-end poker game?
Yeah.
Is this like the Gran Turismo, like inspired by actual events? Like,
is it like a Tetris thing and there's some guy going to steal or
Right.
get the rights to a game or whatever?
Now, and as we joke about this, I heard that there is like a mini series or like a movie on Hulu about what is it? The what's it? The Flaming Hot Cheeto
No, really?
and how that got made. Yeah.
Jeez.
And there's also a Beanie Baby movie on Apple TV,
I know that.
apparently.
I know that.
So,
man, that craze
honestly,
was
Uno's
wild.
It really was. I remember, what is it? The Princess Diana bear everybody wanted?
Mm-hmm. I have it over there on
Yeah.
the bookshelf.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
It's
We were
probably
avid
worth $1
Beanie
million.
Baby hunters. That's what we always told the parents. Same with all the Pokemon cards.
Uh-huh.
Remember that? Remember, like Charizard one day is going to be $500 or something dumb.
Damn it.
You know?
Oh, wait, okay, never mind. I was going to say, you cheated with this list, and then I read the rest.
Why?
Never mind.
Oh.
You said, because you said games this holiday, and then I didn't see rest of the year. Because I got worried. There's a lot of more recent stuff.
So, yeah. So, like, the rules would be, like, end of August. That's when we're counting this. We'll even dive into it a little bit. So, end of August for sure. Also, Platform X has really been dicking us over on the suppression lately. Please stop. You're not just killing your platform; you're killing our traction. Come on, man. Jeez Louise.
What are we doing here?
I know. I don't even know. I just posted the link to the tweet. And and I should actually then post this on our Discord.
I can't be everywhere, everything all at once right now, Joe.
Have you finally watched it?
Are you kidding me? I watched it before you, and then you yelled at me.
Oh, right, and then
it.
Yeah, and I was like, it's kind of overrated. Like, we can finally admit it.
Oh,
it really is.
Oh my god.
But and Luke will dig what I'm about to say. I know he's in the chat right now. I found out that Michelle Yeoh is in the new Star Trek show, or has been in the Star Trek show for a while now.
Okay.
And I suddenly now want to watch Star Trek Discovery. I think it is because I have a massive crush on Michelle Yeoh. Respectfully. Kyle, any thoughts? Any comments on my crush on Michelle Yeoh?
Nope. I'm trying to grab games.
I felt like that silence was
no, I was not judging you. I mean, how could you not have a crush?
We are gonna watch we are gonna give our impressions on the Twisted Metal show.
Oh,
at least I am.
One of us is.
One of us is. One of us remembered we hosted a PlayStation show, so I wanted to, I got halfway through
I've been busy.
Yeah, I know you have been. It's fine. Honestly, my job also rewards me watching TV, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I got thoughts, and I don't think anyone's gonna expect what I have to say about it, because it's definitely a show that exists. Definitely a show that exists.
Ooh, the Cringe Christmas Adventures. Ooh, can't wait for that game.
Oh boy, are you still looking? I got him sweating, y'all.
No, you don't have. I already have like 8 games on there. I'm just.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay.
Writing them all down.
I figure we could go back and forth, and I got like honorable mentions that like may or may not be on the platform, or that are like going to be like day one. So,
okay.
I think I have like 5 that are day ones, and then 5 that aren't, and some that I left out because I knew you would want them.
Oh, so that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
I don't think I've written them down.
What?
Oh
boy. Oh boy. But I'm ready to go, man. I'm here. I'm excited. Talk some GARMs. Oh, you know what would also be rad, everybody? Let me get Platform X out here. I'm gonna put this in the chat. If y'all could, because God only knows. Twitter is a dumpster fire. First and foremost, if you could like, share, subscribe, hit the bell if you're a new time watcher. We're about to start the show. And if you're in the chat and you got an X platform, a Twitter, you can hit that link. Please hit like repost. Do what one does. Jose Martinez, what's up, dude? Happy Wednesday. Jada Swan Metal. What is up, my dudes? Oh, we're just talking about a Platform X. You like Weapon X, but one of those actually sounds cool. I'll give you a hint. It's the one with weapon in the title that deals with the X-Men. That one. And you know what? It's real. I have not seen like Jadis's art. I like it's happening. It's just like, why even post a goddamn thing on here? No one could see it. God forbid I have a link. Yeah. God forbid.
It's not great.
Sorry, Azit.
Yeah, come on now.
Boy, I should have learned.
Hold on. Let me reseed it right now.
Okay.
At least the show link. There it is. I reseeded.
I hate you. Okay.
What do you mean hate me?
No, you're right. 1 second.
What? He's so antagonistic today. Ay. Do you think I was like this to him when he first started his shop? Absolutely not. I was understanding and patient and not pushy like this man is. Ay.
What's up?
Nothing. I was just venting about you to the audience.
What'd I do?
I was like, when you got your first job, I was very patient and kind and not be like, oh, where's the writing? Come on, let's go. You can't do 6 things at once? Come on, let's go.
Uh-huh. That's right. Oh, TikTok goes to my imaginary clock, sir.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Where are my notes? There they are.
Oh, I'm going to go WandaVisionize, I think, again. Oh, no, I'm not.
Jada says, I have a reseated hairline. That's good.
I like that one. All
right. I am ready to transition to the show if you are.
Alrighty. You just tell me when.
Okay. We'll see you in a bit, chat.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 335 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Again, this week, We are talking about PlayStation 5s selling like hotcakes. We lay the console beep to rest. The Jedi Survivor going backwards. Our anticipated titles for the rest of the year, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night over at youtube.com/PS Trophy Room each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With all that said, with all that out of the way, Vicarious PR Zone and the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Oh, you added a little bit to it. Nice.
I know.
Hi, I'm doing great.
I wanted to congratulate you on the job. It's official.
Yeah, it's official.
How you feeling?
I feel good. A little tired.
Yeah.
But that's just gonna be the territory now. I can't sleep till 11 like I have.
That's
I
right.
was. I gotta get up and actually do things now, which is exciting. No, I'm doing great.
You're going through, I think, like everybody goes through like the transitional period.
Absolutely.
Some people get right into it, which you're crazy.
Yeah.
But like most people, like it takes a week or two.
Yep.
And like for me, it takes a good 3 months. 3 weeks for me to get like into it. Like I'm like, okay, my body's up at 6:30 now.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know?
Absolutely.
But how's it feeling, man?
It's feeling good. This is the first like work at home kind of experience that I've had to do. So that's a whole other adjustment that I have to, get used to. Yeah. Not having to like, I joke around with my parents like when they come home or the after work is done the last couple of days, and I'll come up the stairs, goes, man, that commute was rough. Real dad jokes over here, but like I
love it.
I just gotta get used to it. It will, but I'm having a good time. But important for when it comes to the show, obviously I can still do it. Yeah, which is good. I'm very, very happy. I would have been really. Absolutely. We had a talk maybe a month and a half ago, and you're like, listen, if you get a job and you can't do this anymore, that's fine. And it felt like you were pushing me away, and I cried for like 3 days.
No.
I never told you that. I'm telling everyone right now.
I wasn't pushing. I was more like shoving. But yeah,
I know.
I have a Kyle 2.0 in my closet. I've been.
Listen, AI is not the future, Joe. We know this. But when it comes to that, if there's ever a title that Vicarious is backing, I will either not say anything or I will just make it be known. Just so there's no conflict of interest there, because I'd never want to do that to... I don't want to sully the show or my new place of work.
Sully the good name of the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast, in which I sully each and every week by saying something outlandish.
Someone has to be classy here, and that person is me.
Fair enough. I want to break into the show after the whole congratulations and all that jazz. I want to break into a question that I've been seeing a lot more ever since the Ratchet and Clank PC reviews dropped. That is time equals quality. So I want to pull up this tweet. It's a review from PC Gamer, which they rated, if I'm not mistaken, an 8 out of 10. Okay. And the tweet goes into it by saying Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is great on PC, but at $60 and a 10-hour story, it's not an easy recommendation not an easy recommend as we like. This has kind of gotten everybody in a tizzy. There's more into it, but I think that bullet point kind of shows it enough. What do you think about quality of game time, or not even just the quantity of game time equals, in a review? Like, should that actually mean anything? Like, hey, this game's 10 hours long versus 40 hours long. Like, does 40 hours mean it's a better game because it's 40 hours? I want to know what you're thinking there, bud.
No to all the things. No, it does not. The more time doesn't mean more quality. When you get down to it, like for your example, like if a $40 game must be 40 hours, whatever, 10 hours to an hour of game, or $10 to an hour of gameplay is just unrealistic to kind of put that out there. And some of my favorite games are on the shorter side. And sure, maybe they're not at $60, but they're like, I mean, we'll get into it later. Of course, the code was provided by the team, but Venba is like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. and spoiler alert for later, I effing love that thing.
Yeah,
And
I adore it.
so like, it's all relative to what you expect to get out of it, but for them to say, 10 hours, they're a reviewer, they have other things to do, like write about and whatnot, they're probably sped through that thing.
Yeah.
That's not like the typical person, the way they play. Like for me, I think I looked it up earlier, it was more towards like 20, 23, something like that, hours played when I got the platinum. So it's all different for everybody, but I'm really tired of like the bang for your buck kind of comparison. It's just it's low hanging fruit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's kind of like, to me, I think there's a little bit of gray area we could always work with. Like if a game, let's just say a game is like a Venba was like, or sorry, Venba was like, priced at $60, right? I'm like, well, this is a 2-hour thing. This like that 2 hours has to match that price tag
for
that
sure.
someone's going for.
But
right?
I think the devs know that, and that's why they'll never do like a shorter game at that price.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like it's all about like the kind of the bang for your buck. So like for me, I loved Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I thought it was a stellar game. It's one of my favorite platformers of recent years. So like to me, I'm like, yeah, $70 is definitely worth it, because the hours that I got out of it, I had a lot of fun with. And if I'm having a lot of fun and like the game ends at like hour 10 or hour 15, as long as the conclusion is fulfilling and the journey's fulfilling, it shouldn't really matter how many hours I'm putting into it. A great example is actually Diablo 4 right now. A lot of people are really upset at it. I'm upset at it. I mean, they nerfed both of my classes that I used to the ground, and everybody's like, this is the worst. They've ruined this game. And then I look at my playtime, and Kyle, not surprising if you've been following this show for the past 2 months, I put 200 hours into Diablo 4.
Nice.
So it's like, at the end of the day, I got my money's worth. And yes, it's a live service game, all that jazz, but I put 200 hours into it.
Yeah.
So I've had to have really liked my journey. And if it has to end at 200 hours, I don't know. To me, I'm like, it ends at 200 hours. I had fun for like 90% of those hours played. So to me, it's like, it's about your bang for your buck. And most developers know going into it, hey, this game, is this length. This is, the amount of like hands-on, time with it. Like, is this a walking sim? Is this an action game? Is this a multiplayer game? And they're pricing things out accordingly. So if you pick up a game like Remnant, which is a stellar game, it's based at $50, you're like, oh, well, this is a $50 game, and for what I'm getting out of here, I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all that, like, that should be the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater here, but I feel bad for this reviewer because everybody's trashing them, but I don't think it is a honest, or not honest. I don't think it's a fair, the overall fair critique to give the game. Because if it's stellar all around and the only qualm is like, that ended a little bit too short.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think to your point, there is a bit of a gray area there. Mm-hmm. And you can maybe mention that as an opinion of yours in the written review, but to use that as a headline, man, that is kind of where it bugs me even more. Because you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing.
It's like, I think I've talked about this in the past, but when people like talk about like headlines with like, Star Wars Outlaws will not be like, Starfield. Is that a good thing? Question mark.
An SEO kind of thing.
And that's just an SEO grab. So like sometimes it does feel like it's just it's just an attention, go get your click on it. And that's the thing that kind of bums me out at the end of the day. So
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And I think when you have something like Game Pass, when you have something like PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, the idea of, oh, I'm spending $60 on this kind of just eliminates the price tag almost entirely. And it's like, how is this game? And that's kind of how it always should be. So to me, quantity isn't akin to quality one bit.
And also, everyone values things at a different price point. So, like, not everyone's going to be cookie cutter, and some people have no problem paying $60 for games. Other people do and wait for sales, which is totally fine. It's just like, you know, the sports card market where someone really is excited for like a Kobe Bryant card and the other person isn't. And that person will obviously pay more than the other person. So, like, it's just a thing. People are different. They should get used to it.
Yeah. And I think, you know, like Eunice says in the chat here, and I'll just like boil it down real fast, like, you know, maybe pricing it at $40 because, yeah, it is like it's a 2-year-old game. I was going to say 20 years. What's wrong with me? I'm like, yeah, that's like a fair assessment. I think, you know, Ratchet and Clank, unfortunately, was, I think, the third worst selling PlayStation game that hit PC. And I think that gives a good argument to maybe shorten that time span between releases because, yeah, someone may look at that going, this game is 2 years old. And that is, again, like, as an average consumer, does that even affect things? Right? So, I don't know. Makes you think. No wrong answers here, folks. No. But that said, we got a whole bunch of PlayStation stuff to talk about this week. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. First and foremost, the Trophy Room store. We got merch, baby. Link in the description to all the shirts and mugs that you'll be able to pick up. And of course, the show is sponsored by you, the viewer, the listener. We got no paid plugs. We have no sponsors. It is all based on your generosity over at patreon.com/@PS Trophy Room. So if we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it really helps. Even if it's just $1, toss it our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room, because it really does keep the lights going, or keeps the lights on, keeps the show going. And you get bonus shows and bonus merch on top of that, depending on the tiers that you fall on. Tonight, we're recording top tier, where we're going to be talking about the best PlayStation boss fights, and I am prepared to lose because I got a whole lot of stipulations that I'm going to ask Kyle about.
Whoa, really?
A whole lot of stipulations. Oh, yeah.
Already trying to undermine the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely. That said, I want to thank our newest member, Rick Davis, over at the Gold tier. I want to thank our premium members, Todd Burwitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Run, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Chris the Wizard. I want to thank our gold members, Cypher Primus, Darth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsasaur, Astronaut Jr., not to be mistaken with Astronaut Sr., the Winter Gamer. He keeps on trying to change his name to something that is banned on this podcast. Winter Gamer, you're on notice, but thank you.
Banger.
Bobby Miller, Brenton Zachary, Brunty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold, E.T. said so, Tino 6 Speed, N Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bamman, Matthew King, The Overlord, and Dewane Raksha. Thank you all so much for your kindness and generosity. And again, go check out all the Patreon perks you get for supporting the show, because it's a lot. And we got no Manscaped ads because God knows I don't want to talk about my balls on this show.
You just did, though.
Son of a gun, you're right. It's a slippery slope. What a slippery slope I've entered, you know? All because of the man whatever buzzer 2.0.
The man buzzer.
Oh boy, they keep giving us emails. Please donate so that I ignore them. That said, Kyle, it's finally time to square up the news.
First bit comes from Tom Ivan over at VGC, and Tom writes, Sony says PS5 has hit 40 million sales, tracking slightly behind PS4. The PS4 remains the fastest selling Sony console to reach 40 million sales, having reportedly reached a milestone 2 months sooner, although it didn't face the same COVID-related supply issues that have checked PS5 momentum. Quote, we launched PlayStation 5 in November 2020, and the world was in a strange and different place than when we announced the console in 2019, said SIE CEO Jim Ryan. Despite the unprecedented challenges of COVID, our team and our partners worked diligently to deliver PS5 on time. We continued to face headwinds with the pandemic, and it took months for supply chains to normalize so we could have the inventory to keep up with demand. For more months than I care to remember, we kept thanking our community for their patience while working through these issues, but now PS5 supply is well stocked, and we are seeing that pent-up demand finally being met, end quote. Sony recently announced plans to sell a record number of PlayStation consoles during its current fiscal year. The company intends to ship 25 million PS5 consoles during fiscal year 2023, the 12-month period ending on March 31st, 2024. If achieved, it would beat a 25-year-old console sales record set when the original PlayStation shipped 22.6 million units in the fiscal year of 1998. Sony revealed the annual PS5 target as part of fiscal year 2022 earnings results in April. During the fourth quarter of its last fiscal year, which ended in March, the company shipped 6.3 million PS5 consoles to reach 38.3 million lifetime shipments. The figure represented a record for any games console during the first 3 months of a calendar year, and was also double PS4's all-time peak for the same window. You're muted.
I'm sorry. I had to mute because I cussed, you know? No, because someone thought it was literally Twisted Metal outside. Holy crap. This is a huge feat.
It really is.
And when I think about this generation, I think we're going to have a deeper conversation with the next thing we talk about, or the next few things we talk about, is like this generation, a lot of people are still waiting for it to start, it seems, right? And yet still the PlayStation 5 endures and is selling out. I mean, constantly. I'm seeing a few PlayStation 5s here or there, but like it's still hard to come by, at least where I'm from, right?
Mm-hmm.
That said, I got a question for you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Is it going to beat that 25-year-old console sales record set by the original PlayStation, you think? Do you think it's going to be able to ship that 25 million unit number? Think about this. Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
They have until what? End of March next year?
End of March next year, correct.
Yeah, there's a thing called Spider-Man 2 coming out in October. With the bundle. Okay. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I think it's gonna crush that number.
I think we placed bets on it. Was it last week's show?
On just the game itself. Yeah.
Yeah. I said it's going to hit like somewhere in like the 5.2 range million unit sales. You think it's like somewhere in the 4.8?
4.8, 4.9, I think I said.
Yeah. And again, this is not off of any type of, it's just not even an educated guess, right? Just the feeling we have in our gut every time we try to pre-order those goddamn PlayStation 5 plates.
Insomniac, what are we thinking here? They're saying that they're not going to be remade. What are we doing? The demand is there, clearly.
They're just plastic molds, okay?
That's it. That's all it is.
You're selling them for a mint. You're telling me you can't print a couple more?
Don't make me go into outer space to get my own symbiote to put on my PS5 to make it a real thing. I don't have that kind of cash.
We know aliens exist now. We have the technology to do it.
You're going to see me on the news breaking into Area 51. I'm going to get that symbiote somehow.
Forget Ocean Gate. Kyle's making Stars Gate over there. I
need those plates, Joe.
Oh, you're going to hook your spaceship up to a dual sense.
Absolutely. The haptics are going to be incredible.
Haptics are going to be incredible.
Entering and exiting the atmosphere. You kidding me? Think of that rumble. Oh, my goodness.
Think about the rockets going off in those triggers.
That's great.
That's why they went wrong there.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. And here's the thing. You could still pre-order the PlayStation or the Spider-Man PlayStation 5 edition. Yeah. Like, humble brag. I've pre-ordered 3 consoles. And let me explain my madness. Let me explain the madness.
Just has $1,500 just lying around.
I do not. Here's what I do, and I want to know if I'm the only one. In the chat, in the description, wherever you can, let me know. At Mr. Babbitt or at Mr. _Babbitt on Threads. Here's the thing. I always pre-order multiple things if I really want the thing to make sure I get the thing.
No, I
All
get
right,
that.
because
Yeah.
how many times have we broke news that like Walmart,
Yeah.
canceled pre-orders or
It
Best
sucks.
Buy canceled pre-orders?
Yeah.
Right. So my anxiety that is always in me goes, we need to make sure. So I was online at GameStop. I pre-ordered God knows how many of those controllers.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got one at Best Buy, one at GameStop, one at Walmart, I think, and one at Amazon. Again, I really want those controllers, and I'm getting one from you. I'm getting one for my brother, getting one for myself. But if something fails, I got a fallback. So what I typically do is a week before the thing comes out, I know that it's shipped. Like they have enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I cancel a few. So I don't have $1,500
So
on me
you're
at
the
all.
reason why Wario will tweet out the day before, hey, a few consoles are available for purchase. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I am that guy. I am that guy. I need to get the thing. My brother wants the PlayStation 5, so I want to make sure he gets one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're going to be doing a really awesome giveaway in a few months, but I want to make sure we have the PlayStation 5 before I can announce it.
Yeah.
It's going to go to a good cause. So like I want to make sure we get at least one because it's important. So that said, you're right. Spider-Man PS5, man.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. That said, though, let's think real hard about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the PlayStation 5, like, where do you think its lifetime sales are going to be?
Ooh.
When this whole thing's said and done, when the dust settles.
Now, will this include any PS5 Pros, PS5 Slims, just all one big
family?
Thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're at 40 now.
At 40 right now. About it.
I'm gonna say.
Take a gander.
Oh my god, I don't even know if it's too low or not. I'm gonna say 90 million.
Oh, that is a tad low, I think.
Yeah, I'm terrible at these number games.
I know. I think the PS4 sold 117 million.
Okay, that's kind of what I was trying to remember.
Yeah. And I think that's the ceiling the PS5 is going to hit.
Okay, I can see that.
I'll give a number like 105 to 110.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, on just pure guesswork. That said, though, Wolverine comes out.
I think that's the wild card here is they've got some pretty big IP outside of just gaming where people are going to buy it just because, their favorite comic book characters there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some people will buy too. Like, again, my brother, he loves Spider-Man, needs to get it day one. And he's the one that's strange because I'm like, you could have bought the covers. He's like, I don't want the covers. I want the console. There's something he wants the box too. He's a real freak. So
I'm going to laugh when he opens it up and it's just the plates packaged already singularly inside the box.
Or like he gets ripped off and it's like what's it, Spooderman on it? It's a little Spooder symbol.
Oh,
hey guys,
that'd be fantastic.
I'm just swinging around.
Oh man. Yeah. We have Mike Ray in the chat who's guessing 126 million.
Ooh, you know what? Right. I like it. Mike Ray in the chat. I salute you. All right, Kyle. It's time to talk about the beeps, and I forgot I don't have the beep anymore. So that was gonna be hilarious.
No, I heard
there was gonna be a chuckle. Oh, you heard the beep?
I heard the beep.
So if I say, you're gonna hear it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know what? It worked.
It's back.
Everybody laughed. Okay.
Andrew Heaton over at PS Lifestyle writes, PS5 beta update out today. New features detailed. There's going to be a limited rollout of a PS5 beta update, which Sony says is coming today. This beta patch will include some tweaks and new features for the current-gen PlayStation console. What's included in the update, you ask? In a recent post on the PlayStation blog, Sony says that, quote, invited participants from select countries, end quote, will be able to test the new PS5 update, which should be going live shortly. There are a bunch of things that are being included in this patch, including new accessibility features, such as being able to reassign a second controller to an account as an assist controller. Beta testers will also have the option of turning on haptic feedback for navigation around the PS5. There are also some social enhancements, such as allowing invitations into a closed party, quote, without automatically adding the player into the group or creating a new group, end quote. You'll also be able to more easily join friends in an activity. One other interesting new feature is the PS5 will now support additional SSD storage up to 8 terabytes, which is double what was originally allowed. This is specifically for expanded M.2 hard drives, according to the blog post, and storage will need to meet requirements beforehand. There's a lot more that's being implemented with this latest beta update. However, it's worth reiterating that not all PS5 owners will get this patch rolled out to them just yet. There's no date set for when the update will be available on all consoles, but Sony says it plans on releasing it globally later this year, so keep an eye out for that. Those who have opted to be beta testers should receive an email at some point if they've been selected to test out the new patch.
It's me. I'm the beep. It's me. I got in, Kyle. I'm a part of the beta. It's funny place.
You're a beta?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a beta. I'm a beta boy, Kyle.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this.
Okay.
I'll double down on the beta. I like to watch my PlayStation get beeped, you know? Here's the thing, Kyle. Remember I said not even 15 minutes ago, I'm the one that says something outlandish each and every week?
Oh, boy.
Remember that? I do. I remember. What is the coolest feature out of here? Everybody's talking about the beeps and the boops.
The beeps and the boops, yeah.
What do you think when you were reading this, the coolest feature is? Because to me, I think this is actually kind of small. This is a pretty small update. Right?
Incredibly exciting to me.
Yeah.
I already have an SSD in there, and it's doing a great job. So I don't think I need 8 terabytes because I'm a physical media boy. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's kind of cool to put on haptics, just mess around with the menu and the dashboard and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's sort of interesting. It's not like I'm gonna sit there and just play around and not actually playing a game for hours. But, you know, it's cool, but it's fine.
I really like the assist feature. If it's working like how it says, it's like theoretically, you know, every time you're watching your friend play a game and they're playing it bad.
Yeah, backseat driving. Like, you want a backseat drive.
Yeah. Let me be the student teacher, you know, like the student driver, whatever the hell it is. You know, the teacher in the back. There you go, where he has like the brake. Yep. Give me the brake. Where I go, stop. You suck at this. Let me do this.
So this is if it's out, you know, later this year, when whatever we decide to do for Extra Life comes around, mm-hmm. I could play a Souls game and you be the assist controller and just dodge and parry.
Exactly. Exactly. I'll be the dodge. That is actually a hilarious thing we need to do. Yeah. We need to so the Trophy Room Extra Life extravaganza, let's make a note. We're going to be half of each other's controller.
And then I'll take over and I'll be in charge of jumping. That's all I'll do. It's just jump randomly.
You sold me on this even more. That said, we do have a question about this regarding this update. If I could find, there you go. I got lost. Stingray X writes in, who's also in the chat. You could join us each and every Wednesday night over at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, or you can send us your question over at the Trophy Room Discord server. And Stingray asks us, how many relationships will be saved from the new beep feature? Asking for a friend. Kyle, how many people are getting saved here? How many do you think?
I can imagine a lot, but here's where I'm going to self-deprecate here a little bit.
Sure.
I've never had to worry about waking somebody up turning on my PlayStation.
I know, right?
So, like, you know, it's not a big deal for me. Yeah. But I can understand why. We've had many people in the Discord say, "Oh, thank God, you know, my wife, my partner falls asleep, and I want to play a game. The beep is gonna turn or wake them up." So, like, it makes sense.
Here's the thing, fellas, come on in, gather around, and some ladies, some non-binary folk, just gather around, okay? I don't want to assume. how light are they sleeping? 3 beeps is gonna wake them up. Hmm? Come on, 3 beeps, and you're like, whoa, whoa. Like you're like it's like what's her name? Sandy from SpongeBob waking up during hibernation? Like what are we doing here? 3 beeps? That's saving the marriage? If you're 3 beeps away from filing the papers, the beeps weren't the problem to me. Let's be real, okay? Right? I mean, if 3 little chirps, it's like, oh, but you don't understand, they're loud. Guys, come on. If you could fall asleep in a car, you know what I mean? And there's bumps and all that stuff. Come on.
How do
3
they survive
beeps.
during the jet plane noise from the PS4 era?
Right. Well, maybe it was like, what is it? Gray noise.
Oh, white
right?
noise?
Yeah, white noise.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. But come on, 3 beeps. Mm-mm. No, I don't buy it for a second. That said, M9 Prime writes in, "Hey Joe and Kyle,
You're
I
gonna
hope
love
you
this
guys
one.
are." Oh God, okay. I hope you guys are doing well and enjoying the summer so far. I mean, it's a little bit too hot.
Yeah.
I personally am excited to be able to mute or turn down the beep on my PS5. In my house, I usually play when everyone is asleep, and my wife is a light sleeper. See, look at this, 3 beeps will be. So she hears it turn on most nights. During the day, the beep signals to my wife that I am free. That I am free and have time to do more chores around the house. Though in an ideal world, it would be very cool to be able to use a custom sound. If custom sounds became a thing, what would your PS5 sound like on startup? Ooh, this is so great. It would probably do the MGS call ringer sound. Ooh, that's great. From any Metal Gear Solid game.
Mm-hmm.
M9 Prime, I am so sorry that you live in a constant, perpetual state of fear. I am so sorry. Oh my God. Run. There's still time. Be free. Be free with beeps. Let your run wild. All right.
Oh boy.
You know, she hears one beep. I hear you could do some work around here. Oh my God. Kill me now. I bet she's great. I bet she's great.
Yeah.
M9. I bet
Yeah,
you're
yeah. Come on.
madly in love.
I mean, I went through when I was a kid. Like, you sit down to play a game, and then all of a sudden, oh, the dishwasher's got to get done, or you got to take the trash out. Oh, we got to
Sure.
vacuum. It always happens when you start playing a game. And here's where we learn Joe didn't do chores.
Spanish mothers, y'all know what it is. You know, my mom is so inept when it comes to technology. She couldn't tell you a beep or a boop from Bob. You know, like she couldn't tell you what's going on. All right, she calls. Here's how inept my mom is
man.
at technology. Okay,
Mhm.
she calls Alexa Siri and Siri Alexa all the time. All right, that's how my mom can't even get the names right. So it was pretty free reign. She
Okay.
knows, I think when it came to my childhood, if she knew I was silent, that means she gets to pester me.
Ah.
And that sucks. Let me tell you. But I think the worst of it is actually, now that I'm thinking back on it, Kyle, remember when you would fake sick from school
Oh, yeah, all the time.
and you try to sneak in some video games?
Oh, I didn't sneak in. I played all the time.
Nope. Commandant Badbit over here, she would make sure I am sick in bed
Oh, okay.
and I
Maybe-
have to sneak.
Was Mama Badbit home all the time?
Yeah, Mama Badbit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my
Oh man, I was gonna go real dark at the beginning of that
don't
joke. But,
don't.
yeah.
My parents were off to work for most of the day, and I was home alone, so I got to do whatever I wanted.
My mom could never keep a job because she was a chatty Kathy.
Mm.
You know.
We need to get you and her on a podcast on Patreon.
No, we don't.
we do.
All right, Patreon, that works. Yeah. So yeah, what type of sound would you like out of this bad boy when you're
Oh.
turning it on?
There's only one PlayStation sound that I miss so much.
Mm.
Give me that PlayStation 1 startup sound. I want it.
Yeah,
I want it back so bad.
Yes, I like that.
Yep.
Not where my mind went.
Where'd your mind go?
I was thinking as you were saying this, I'm like, that is a great, because it's great. Even the PS2 sound,
Oh yeah,
iconic.
yeah.
But then I was thinking, I love messing with people so much.
I have a feeling I know where you're going.
No, you wouldn't be like, you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't like, I'd end friendships.
Uh-huh.
Like my brother has a PS5 downstairs. I would make like every time he turns it on, like I just like whatever it is, USB in the back of this thing, make a suggestive moan. You know?
Okay, so it's close to what I thought it was.
What were you thinking?
A certain adult website startup sound.
Actually, stop right there. Even better than I was thinking. Because I was just thinking of, but like you got it. You got it.
Really get him in trouble.
Yeah, that is excellent. That is, yeah. Actually, let's do that. Custom beeps and boops.
I'm never letting you anywhere near my PlayStation ever.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. No way. All right, Kyle. Listen, let's get the beeps and boops out of here. Let's talk about something that just irritates me at this point. All right? That's one last beep for the road. Let's talk about the next story.
I'm sorry. List. Ever since I saw Jadis in chat say your beeps sound like you're scanning at a grocery store, I can't not hear it that way. Chris Scullion over at VGC writes, Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Although no release date has been suggested, the company revealed the news during its Q1 2024 earnings call. Quote, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is pure blockbuster entertainment, rooted in a timeless, culture-defining IP, CEO Andrew Wilson said during the call. Our team at Respawn proudly launched this title to critical acclaim and commercial success. Millions of players have already engaged with the game, making this one of the biggest events in the Star Wars galaxy this year. Thanks to the strength of this legendary franchise and community demand, our development team has committed to bringing this Jedi experience to PS4 and Xbox One. Over the coming year, we will harness the community's passion and capitalize on key Star Wars franchise moments to drive continued engagement for this incredible game, end quote. EA credited Star Wars Jedi Survivor as one of the main reasons for its record-breaking Q1 earnings, as well as the continued success of FIFA 23.
And you can hear our Star Wars Jedi Survivor spoiler cast with community members Katie and Jedi Master Ren. Like we do each and every month now, we bring the community in to literally join us on our shows. But I would be remiss to talk about this right here, right now. Why?
How's that going to work?
Let it die. Kill it if you have to. When are we gonna let go of the PS4, man?
It's not even that. It's just our issues with the current gen with this game. I don't understand how they could make it work for last gen.
Yeah, and
make it a quality product.
If I'm lagging every time I hit a waterfall on my PS5. Yeah, my thing might self-destruct.
If I'm waiting 15 seconds to enter the saloon, what on PS4 is going to be 30 to 40 seconds? No, thank you.
No way. It's at this point, I'd love to be like the fly on the wall of just like how many PS4 units still sell to make this actually worth it. It couldn't be that much.
Yeah.
You know,
that's not to say like, I mean, the PS4 is specifically, it's still a powerful thing. Like, in the last year of its life cycle, it gave us Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Those things did extremely well and ran perfectly on those, for the most part. Yeah. So, it probably can handle it, but why not put that effort into a new game or put people over on Outlaws or like... Right. I know it's different. I know it's different. Oh, thank you. See, my brain's all over the place. Go make a new Titanfall game. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It seems like a waste of time, if I'm honest.
Because yes, I understand. Like this is, I think, still Unreal 4, right? So like it could run on a PS4 and Xbox One for all we know. I'm no dev, and obviously it can if they're trying to make it, but at the same exact time, like it got so much flack for it not being polished on current gen consoles. Like Why not just make the experience better on the current gen consoles that people are buying in droves anyway? It doesn't make sense to try to, I don't know, like none of this makes sense. And
Yeah.
it goes back to the point of like people are dying for true next gen experiences. And I feel like, and PlayStation podcast, so please note that one of the only developers seemingly doing that is like at this point it is like PlayStation, and even then that's a stretch to say that because we just got done with all the PS4/PS5 like ports, and now we're finally seeing Spider-Man 2 being a PlayStation native, PS5 native game. So even then, that's even me being too generous. There still hasn't been anyone that's doing it on a consistent basis. So to me, I just let the past gens die, dude. It just, I don't know. Seeing this is just irritates me.
And I agree now. And like, if people have listened to us for a while, I was on the side of like, I'm okay with cross-gen things because there's millions of players on there. But that was like right when the generation started. We're now, when this game comes out early next year, if it does hit early next year, it will be officially 3 years of PS5 and Series X and all that stuff. So I feel like that's the mark where you got to push forward and not and kind of like get on board with the times, quote unquote. Like we have the PS5, it's Spider-Man 2, oh my god, Final Fantasy 16, like all these great true next gen things, including Jedi Survivor, which looks real pretty on PS5. So like, just come on over.
Come on, man. Yeah. Now Vex in the chat does make a really good point. They're probably making a PS4 version so that they could easily port it over to Switch 2, which will probably in the range of a PS4. So like, yeah, keeping that in mind, yeah, I would. That's a good point. Maybe there is a Switch to whatever Nintendo's calling it that we're gonna buy and then play again. Like even
it better be called Super Switch. It better.
It better. The name's right there, Nintendo. Come on. Let's do, like, even my brother, who is a huge Arkham fan, loves those games. He is gonna pay the Nintendo tax to play them again on Switch. And I'm like, Dan, they're like $5 on PlayStation Plus right now. He's like, all right, I don't care. I don't want to play on my Switch. And so it's like, maybe there is something there. Maybe there's other hardware that we don't know about.
Yeah.
That's maybe causing this as well. But
Greg McDonald in chat also says, come pry my PS4 and its custom themes and folders for my cold, dead hands. Gladly, Greg.
Gladly. Mr. McDonald, you're out of here. Yeah, no, it's time. And listen, themes are great and folders are great.
Sure, yeah.
Let's bring them. Yeah, let's bring
It'll
them.
still be there. Just,
Not so much themes. Themes could like also go the way of the dodo, if I'm being real.
Again, every game has its own little splash screen now.
Yeah, it's nice. Just give me the folders.
Good. And music. So, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a little, I don't know. That said, Kyle, it's time to get into the main topic of the night. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. It is August as of recording. I did the only podcast, and you should never date your podcast, but here we are dating it. August 2nd, 2023.
At
Future Joe, how's the future going? That's right.
EDT.
EDT, baby.
Earth defense time.
Man, you are tired. I love tired, Kyle. Kyle, it's time to talk about our most anticipated PlayStation games for this holiday. It might as well be for the rest of the year. Yeah. There's so many games still coming out, still slated for this year. Even making this list, it was difficult just because the sheer amount of games. So let's like, nail it down to about 5 or 6 of our most anticipated games coming to PlayStation 5. With an asterisk, we will have an honorable mention section for non-PlayStation games and games that we're going to wait on, right? We're going to sit on. They're not a day one buy, and we'll get into the reasons as to why. So, Kyle, I want you to start us off, what's the first game
Sure.
on your list, and why is it there?
And it's also worth to note that Joe pressured me into not writing the same as his, so there's going to be a bunch of titles to look forward to.
I like this. This is great. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, so like, there won't be overlap, even though I'm super excited for most of Joe's list.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're a month away. It's coming to PC tomorrow as of this recording. Baldur's Gate 3. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
I'm so excited to play. I played the early access first when it came out on PC.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Just for a little bit, just to get a feel for it, because I never played a Baldur's Gate, but that was like when I was first getting into D&D a little bit more, and this uses that system, and I just had a great time, even with my little bit of time. So the fact that it's coming to my preferred platform in PlayStation, I am all in. So everyone's going to be playing Starfield. I'll be playing Baldur's Gate.
You'll be playing the We Have Starfield at home.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Kyle, there's something in my loins that gets me excited about this game that I'm about to share first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not for me to claim that I'm the big indie guy here on the show, because everybody knows it's the case.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm the indie guy here.
Sure. Yep.
There's something about Sea of Stars, dude. I know you're the one.
I'm literally wearing a Play More Indies t-shirt on right now.
And I couldn't be more full of it right now. But I'm not the indie guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not here playing all the games, getting emotional. I'm not a sad boy. I'd like to live in the here and the now, the optimism that is.
Yeah.
Sometimes forced, most of the time. But Sea of Stars just looks astounding.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I've never even played Chrono Trigger, which apparently this game is takes a lot of inspiration.
Yeah,
from. But there's just something about this game that has me enamored. Like, I played the demo, I loved it.
Oh, and you did? Was that recent?
No, that was when it first was announced on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And I put it here on the list because I may just play this on Nintendo Switch when I'm at work and I got some free time to kill.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
But it's also on PlayStation Plus Extra. Day one. And it makes me think maybe this could be my Project Q Lite, game. So that's why Sea of Stars is gonna be here, because I don't know what it is about it, man. It just looks just so darn special. Sea of Stars. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I'm very excited.
What about this next game that you got?
Oh,
interesting.
Let's go Mortal Kombat 1, baby.
Oh, really? Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1.
Not a fighting game person at all, but every single ounce of gameplay, of new characters, just a second of gameplay. I'm so excited. I used to play Mortal Kombat all the time. And back when I wasn't allowed to come home straight away from school, I'd go to a babysitter's. I would play Mortal Kombat on Genesis with the family there after homework, of course, which sucked. Sure. But I love a good Mortal Kombat, and
I like that. Kyle, do your homework, and then you can rip Little Jake's head off in Mortal Kombat.
Absolutely. It just looks amazing. NetherRealm knows how to make fighters look good, and this just looks stellar.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you one that I am super pumped for, Kyle. And as much as I love some of the games in this franchise, I'm not usually a day one on them at all. I'm usually a wait type of guy when it comes to anything really Ubisoft. But Assassin's Creed Mirage has me sold on two things in particular. Actually, three things. I think the location's awesome. Like, we're going back to the Middle East. We're going to the Tigris and Euphrates for this one. And for me, I'm like, that is an awesome setting that we don't get to see explored in video games. Usually video games, it's like, I don't know, London, New York, Japan, then Australia, because we're going to get exciting with it. You know what I mean?
LA.
It's tropical themed. And LA or Helle, depending on the game. And I love to see the variety of, like, there's more really cool cities with really neat architecture in them. And I think Assassin's Creed lends itself so well to go, let's go, explore, the Persian Empire for a little bit.
Mhm.
Like that has me really excited. So I think Assassin's Creed Mirage has me just on the location alone, but then knowing that it's going back to its roots, and I know so many Assassin's Creed fans are excited by that.
Mhm.
And it's not as like simple as it once was, where it's like just tag everybody with your eagle eye because they'll actually shoot it down this time. So like focusing on stealth as I've been getting older, I've been caring more and more about doing things stealthily. So I think for the first time, Assassin's Creed actually has its hooks in me to go, Joe, you're gonna buy this day one.
Yeah.
And not to mention, to go back on the conversation we had starting the show, where they're like, this is a 20 to 25 hour game. That is a perfect length of a video game for me. I have no more time for 90 plus hour games if they're not from software. I ain't got time for it. Like, and that was the reason why I jumped off the
just said
hop.
he played 200 hours of Diablo.
I'm also known to be a hypocrite from time to time, Kyle. I'm not perfect.
But like that does sound great with all these other stellar games that we're already talking about and coming out soon. So yeah, going back to the roots is my huge selling point and why I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. Also, I will have you know, when I did do Diablo for 200 plus hours, I wasn't working 60 hours a week. All right.
Okay. All right.
I'll have you know that's where I put my
fair.
foot down.
That's fair.
All right, Kyle. What about you, sir?
Oh man, let's go a little creepy and scary. Let's go Alan Wake 2.
Ooh.
I have fallen in love with Remedy since Control, which is one of my favorite games of all time, if you haven't caught on yet. And I played a little bit of Alan Wake when the remaster came out. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
No, perhaps 2 years ago.
Yeah, wow,
Time's an enigma.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And had a good time with it. Didn't finish it, but this just looks... come on. Remedy knows how to make a good-looking game, and the scares look great. I'm excited to learn about these new characters, including the return of one Alan Wake, and I forgot what the other character's name is called. Do you know off the top of your head?
No, I do not.
It's a very unique name. And
it is a very unique name. I'm really interested in this as well because, again, in my older age, I'm getting more and more into horror and more into horror games. Shout out to you, Dead Space, the OG. Love you so much. So knowing that this is going to embrace its horror elements, and it seems like it has a very Resident Evil 2-esque way of like a dual campaign with two protagonists, has me interested. And I am planning on, before I pick up Alan Wake 2, I'm planning on playing and beating the first game, so I'm not going in blind with it.
Too. And thank you, Jacob, in chat. But yeah, it's Saga is the other character's name.
Saga, there you go. There you go. Like that's Senua, but we can't talk about her anymore.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Can't talk about that brilliant goddamn game. All right. Kyle, it's not really, I'm not breaking the rules if I'm excited for a DLC, right? If I'm excited for an expansion, that's a video game.
Yeah, I mean, Burning Shores was incredible.
Yeah. But I'm way more excited for Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I am so pumped for this game. I'm excited for Dogtown. I'm excited to see Idris Elba. You know he's in a video game?
I do. Did you tell your mom?
Ooh-wee. I should tell her.
Yeah.
I should tell her, huh? I should run over there. I should tell her.
No, not now. Well, later.
I mean, yeah, I know. We got to show the record, but maybe she gets excited. Maybe she looks at, what's a Cyberpunk? Oh, they got blades going where? But yeah, no. I'm excited for this, to see this being talked about as like Cyberpunk 2.0. That's what gets me excited. Like this is like they're fixing so much of the base game ahead of launch that they know that this could be the thing that, you know, builds that redeeming chapter of Cyberpunk, though I think it's already been redeemed. I think this is going to be the thing people remember as, oh, right, this is what Cyberpunk is. So I think it's going to change its reputation with Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. As a huge fan of the original, and who have platinumed, or sorry, the original, the base game, who has platted it last year. Yeah, I love it. I think it's stellar. Go buy this game, please, for the love of God. But yeah, Phantom Liberty on that list, baby.
Oh boy, what is this, number 4?
I think at this point, number 6. Number 6 on the list.
Oh yeah, but okay.
Yeah. Let's go to 10. Let's go to 10. Let's get crazy.
No, I know. I thought it was 5 to 5.
Yeah.
5 for you, 5 for me, and I said it doesn't matter.
It's all right.
Which one do I want to highlight in the main ones?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
One that I hope comes out this year doesn't have a date yet.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
Man, the Plucky Squire looks so damn charming and fun.
Okay.
And if you're not familiar with it, think of Mario Odyssey. Some of the levels there where you can hop from the old school Mario and hop out of the tube, and it's like seamless from the 8-bit 2D to 3D. And in this one, you're popping out of books and you're running around on the desk, and everything's in 3D. But then you can hop into like a mug with a scene on it and platform around there, or actually do some gameplay in a storybook setting where everything looks hand drawn and colored in, and it just looks so delightful and so cool, and I just want to play it so bad.
Yeah.
Devolver, tell me a date, please.
Please. Here's a game that I really, I can't wait. And color me a fool, Kyle, because I tried to go find the pre-order, the special edition as soon as I could, and I failed.
Oh, okay.
That is Armored Core 6.
Yeah.
From Software has never let me down. They have not let me down since Dark Souls, and they will not now here. Nay. I've been seeing a lot of people go back to games like Sekiro, which are much more linear from Software and incredibly action focused. I mean, it is at the end of the day an action game. There's like RPG-ish elements, but it's an action game. And I think it is one of the best action games ever made. And to see the new From Software go back to an IP that is obviously special to them, that is Armored Core, has me excited to see this game and to get my hands on it for the first time. So I am going to be a newcomer to the series, but it just goes to show how much faith I have in this developer. They have not steered me wrong yet, that I see everything from this game going, yes, all of this, please. So yeah, that's what I want. Armored Core, let's go. And depending on how good that game is, honestly, Starfield may have to wait. That's where I put, and it's no diss to like Bethesda, but like that's how high of a pedestal I put From Software on. I just love them so much. Yeah. That's it, Kyle. Would you read your next pick here, because there's a knock at my door, and it is the witching hour. Which
a bedroom door or outside door?
Outside door.
Huh? Yeah, you go take care of that.
I'm sorry. I'm hearing a ring. I don't know if you guys heard that. So I don't know. Maybe a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh.
But maybe.
Okay. Have fun.
Maybe someone finally found my assassination coordinates.
Maybe. Find out. That'd be wild. Yeah. So my next one. I mean, you've heard me clamber for it, shout it from the rooftops, demand that it happens, and I finally got it. Star Ocean, the second story R, is finally coming. You know damn well I'm going to be putting in so many hours and replaying this game over and over and over again. Star Ocean, the second story, is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. It stands toe-to-toe with the Final Fantasies of that era, the PS1 era, many other RPGs since then, and it was the only Star Ocean game that you could not play on current consoles, and that has now been rectified now. Claude, Reyna, Ashton, Precious, Leon, all some of my favorite characters, Celine in RPGs, and I am super pumped to see that not only am I getting these familiar locations, I'm getting the characters back, but they all look super cool and updated, like the HD 2D kind of style.
He's always had a beard. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Special guest, Mama Badbit. I want to let you know, for the thousands of listeners that are listening in right now, Idris Elba is going to be in a video game.
Be still my heart. Oh, he is so fine.
I know. Here. Here's your medicine. All right.
When's it coming out?
September 27th.
And what's the name of it?
Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty.
And-
Stars Idris Elba
Oh.
and Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god.
I know. Yeah.
Sounds
Where
so
does-
good.
So I know Idris is number one on the hot meter. Where does Keanu fall on the hot meter for
It's
you?
that in those movies he makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he's not really my type.
Okay.
He's
You can picture a future.
Yes, I could picture a future.
Okay.
with
My
him.
favorite thing is Mama Bembe
Married
closing
and
her
he's,
eyes and
has a
she's trying to
partner.
rank them.
Yeah.
She's
I know.
imagining them.
She's imagining them. All right, Mama Babbit, have a fun one. Please don't put the TV
Bye,
too loud.
Kyle.
Bye.
You know? Oh, look at her. She's being there. I know. Now you go. All right, Mama
What'd she say?
Babbit. Thank you for being on. She said you're very sweet.
Oh, that's
She
very
couldn't hear a
nice.
word that you were
Yeah,
saying.
no, that's fine. I love how she didn't realize I had a beard.
I know. That was weird. She was at the door with the dog.
Oh.
She forgot the keys and someone locked the door. Poor thing.
Oh no, jeez.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, what was the game that you were talking about?
Oh, Star Ocean. I already,
Oh,
gushed about it finally being
Yeah.
here. So
I feel you. I feel you. What's gonna be my next game here? What's
I don't
gonna
know.
be?
that was my 5th, by the way. So
That was your 5th. Okay. Okay. Let me do the last. Or actually, let's just do honorable mentions at this point, right? Or I got one more.
I started, so you got one more.
Oh, I got one more. Let's do Lies of P. I was debating either this or Avatar, but I want to give the little guys a shout out. Yeah. What's that, Kyle?
Okay, you're just missing a very big one that I didn't say because I thought you were gonna say it, but it's fine.
Oh no, I want to say that one together.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
forgiven.
yeah.
Forgiven.
Yeah. But I want to give the little guys a shout out here. Lies of P looks phenomenal.
Yes, it does.
It is a love letter to Bloodborne. We've talked about it on this show of like, this is, if we're never going to get a Bloodborne 2 or a Bloodborne remake, this is we have Bloodborne at home, but it is a solid.
This is the Hydrox
spiritual
to
successor.
an Oreo.
Exactly. It's the same thing. There's just different logos on it.
Yeah, it's Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's Pinocchio, baby. So Lies of P, I know that's coming to Game Pass, but my heart, I can't do a Souls-like on an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. So Lies of P, that's going to be probably a day one for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
That said, we got some honorable mentions
Yep.
before we talk about the number one game that everybody's the most anticipated for.
Yeah.
Take a hint, you know?
Yeah.
Kyle, let's start with your honorable mentions. Take them away.
Sure. It's a very close one to release. I have a couple that are coming out very soon that I'm excited for. Stray Gods, the role-playing musical.
Ooh.
Stellar Class. Stellar Cast. Music by Austin Wintory, who is legendary. It is essentially like a Telltale game, but it's a musical. And it gives me a lot of Wolf Among Us vibes a little bit, because it does have to do again with gods and powerful people.
Oh yeah, so it is like a Telltale.
Yep.
What is it? Oh my God, what's the name of it?
Wolf Among Us.
Oh, you said Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I was
That's
thinking
okay.
of the cast. Yeah.
Yeah. Cast has got like Laura Bailey, Ashley
Mhm.
Johnson's in
Troy
it, Troy
Baker.
Baker. There's too many.
Yeah.
But it's stellar. It's coming soon. It's coming everywhere. Give it a try if you like musicals or you like that Telltale kind of style of game.
I like it. My next one on the list here is X Defiant, which I'm pretty sure will be like a free to play game when it finally releases.
Mhm.
I have yet to try this game out. If it is the quote unquote like COD killer or whatever. But I've heard nothing but great things about it. I want to get my hands on it myself. And knowing that it's not just like a typical team deathmatch, that there's like payload like modes to it, so it's gonna keep it fresh, akin to like an Overwatch, has me excited. That's what I'm gonna keep an eye out for sure.
Mhm.
What about you, sir?
Next on my list is another close game. I'm actually really excited to play Immortals of Avium.
Oh, really?
As just like a first-person shooter with magic, and it's not going to probably be a game of the year contender or anything like that. But I'm just excited for a good old fashioned first person shooter in the likes of a BioShock or a Singularity when it comes to like using powers or whatnot in that setting.
And it's really interesting that like this is a first person shooter that's not going to be like a multiplayer like FPS,
single player focus. Just get me in there and let me do my thing.
Yeah, and for me, it's like you don't see a lot of those. You're right. Like you'll get a BioShock, you'll get a Doom, but like you don't see too many of those. So let's go for it. Next on the list for me is Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. 1. Yeah, I'm really interested to dive into the Metal Gear collection. The only problem is it's coming out in the middle of all these holiday games. So to me, this is when we're on break in December / early January, this is probably the collection I'm going to, spend a whole lot of time into. I don't know at this very point in time that it's going to steer me away from something like a Assassin's Creed or an Alan Wake or even like a Cyberpunk if I'm still playing it. So it's going to be hard to play that in such a crowded field. But
I'm just excited. Like I'm going to have them on current consoles for me to play whenever I have time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, Kyle, what's your last honorable mention here, sir?
Oh boy. Can I just rattle off the other ones and not go full in on them?
Yeah, just list their names. Go for it.
Blasphemous 2. Just played the first one. Excited for the sequel. Goodbye Volcano High. Another Telltale narrative focused thing. It's really, really cool. Oh my god. Helldivers 2, if it hits this year, I don't know.
I was surprised that you didn't take that, to be honest. I was expecting you to take it.
Oh, I did take it. It's honorable mention, but
I mean, I thought it'd be on the list, but okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. We haven't seen a whole lot of it, and we're now in August. The year's coming close to the end, so I don't know. Cocoon. Can't wait to be so confused in Cocoon.
Like it.
And did I get them all? I think that was it.
Nice. To me, I'm also excited for Helldivers 2. From what I've seen and from what we've heard from the blog posts, I'm excited. But you're right. I need to see more of it.
Yeah.
You can't just give me like a minute clip and go, "Are you excited for it?"
Yep.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's only gonna work for Spider-Man because I know what that game is.
Absolutely.
I don't know what this new vision of Helldivers truly is. So to me, I'm excited. I just need to see more of it, and hopefully, it's gotten rated somewhere. So let's get this game. But also, PlayStation, please be smart with it as well. Don't launch this in October. Don't even launch it in November. Hell, I would say it doesn't have to come out this year. It could be somewhere in early 2023. Like, get it away from your Call of Duties, your X Defiance out there, and it will do well, I think. All right. The last one for me is not a PlayStation game in the slightest. In fact, it was going to be one day. And then one day it was not. Someone decided, you know what, we'll just make this exclusive while expanding it to more platforms, but then, alienating the platform that this game was supposed to be on and that this studio has made for decades at this point. Cool. Starfield, baby. I just wanted to rub a little salt in the wound. I can't help it. I can't help it. But I'm actually getting more excited for Starfield as the days go by. My apprehension on it is we still haven't seen a solid, here's a 10-minute, state of play, like deep dive on what you're doing on this game. Like here's how a mission plays out, which does get me a little concerned. But hearing that I get to make my own starship, I get to name it whatever I want. Luke's mom is the top contending title. And I get to have my own crew. And when I hear it's like, you could be like a Han Solo-esque character. That's all I really want out of video games at this point. That's why I'm so excited for Star Wars Outlaw, because I want that smuggler, gameplay. That's what I would aim to be. Yeah. And for me, the other big pull is knowing that this is going to be able to be played on cloud at day one, from what I'm aware, has me really intrigued that I'll be able to play this wherever.
Yeah.
So as I'm getting more and more into mobile gaming, I'm getting more and more intrigued. What's that squeakiness? Kyle, is
I don't.
nothing going
It's
on?
9 o'clock at night. The
Yeah,
hose
tell me.
spigot is right here outside. I don't know why they're
Oh.
turning the water off. No, we were refilling the pool or put it.
Oh, okay.
All right, but yes, that was the squeaking. My apologies.
No, that's. I thought there was
You
like.
thought Jiminy was back and came prepared?
Even worse. You were being haunted by ghouls and goblins. You're being visited, Kyle.
Oh boy.
So yeah, Starfield would be my last honorable mention for
Sweet.
sure.
I'm shocked you didn't say Lords of the Fallen. I feel like that's your kind of thing.
It's because the first one was like, I've seen the gameplay for Lords of the Fallen 2. I need to see the reviews drop on that before I'm 110% down.
Okay.
Because this was one of the first like, oh, we're gonna take on Souls games, and that did not go down well.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued, but I can't say that I'm day one on it because again, there's just so many games coming out.
Yep.
So I might just be busy.
Sure.
That said, Kyle, on the count of three, we're gonna talk about our most anticipated game, or just say the name of it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Spider-Man 2.
It's a no-brainer. You think we were gonna not say it? What? Come on.
Yeah, come on. You know, it was Spider-Man Day yesterday, and we had a little celebration at work as well,
cool.
which I just then introduced all my coworkers to the Spider-Man 2 trailer,
Oh, okay.
and everybody thought it was real neato. So there you go.
Ooh, very cool.
Love Spider-Man. Can't get enough.
I at this point, I don't want to see anything else, honestly.
I'm good. I trust.
Yep.
All right. One comment from the Green Gorilla Gamer about his most anticipated game. He goes, I know everyone is hyped for Spidey, same as me. I'm still pumped for Alan Wake 2, Armored Core, and Avatar.
Ooh.
But can we put some respect on the return of the man, the myth, the legend himself? Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 coming out in October. I'm just so damn happy to get to experience where this franchise started.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for chatting with me over the weekend. Well, thank you for chatting with us, buddy. Hashtag 79 days until Spider-Man 2. Should we have a countdown?
We could. I was just doing the math of I wish we were recording on 69 days still, but we won't. We're gonna
It'll be 69 days in our heart.
I mean, we're definitely going to tweet it out, so just be prepared, everybody. I'm sorry. We're going to zete it out, for sure.
Yeah. Who? All right, Kyle, it's finally time to get into some flashies. Gotta go. We gotta sit by this one. All right, ready?
Okay.
Callisto Protocol developer Striking Distance Studios lays off 32 employees. This comes from Matt Wales over at Eurogamer. Striking Distance Studios, the developer behind last year's sci-fi horror, The Callisto Protocol, has laid off 32 employees amidst efforts to, quote, realign the studio's priorities. In a statement provided to IGN, the developer wrote, Striking Distance Studios and publisher Krafton have implemented strategic changes that realign the studio's priority to better position its current and future projects for success. Unfortunately, these changes have impacted 32 employees, honoring the invaluable contributions to each departing team member with material support in the form of outplacement services and meaningful severance packages is our top priority during this difficult moment. As reported by the VGC, a number of affected employees began publicly discussing the layoffs on social media prior to Striking Distance's official announcement. Sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
And it sucks that people work so hard.
Mm-hmm.
They crunch too, on top of that, which apparently they did before this game came out. And damn, you're still seeing more and more of these closures, more and more of these layoffs hit and happen. Of course, we hope for a speedy employment for everyone impacted by this. It sucks because this franchise had so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is from the folks up top as to why I feel like this game couldn't be a success. It's a real damn shame.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, I mean, yeah, it's a bummer. It had so much promise, But even the small amount that I played, just it didn't feel great.
Yeah.
Which stunk.
The dodging mechanic, a detriment to
Yeah.
that game.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see them learn. This is not saying there is not going to be a sequel. Who knows?
Sure.
I would have loved to see them learn and go all out in a potential sequel at some point.
Yeah. I feel like where this game, I think, went wrong for me is it tried to be Dead Space, but then...
That too.
Because this is the original team or the original creators
It's the
of...
bones of Visceral.
Yeah. Like... They're like, hey, we are the former Dead Space people. We're making the scariest game that we know how to make because we remember Dead Space. We want to make something scary. We're bringing in all these horror experts and really hyping you up for the environments, the scares of this game. And I think two things happened. They tried to go too big, too fast. Like, let's get these known actors in here to play the parts. Let's get like, that guy from Transformers in here.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need to be in here. Maybe like we could take whatever amount of money he could get and maybe throw it at another engineer or combat engineer in there to kind of sort some things out.
Early on, this was also in the PUBG universe as well.
Yes. Yeah. So like for me, it's like the one problem with that game was it cemented itself of we are Dead Space without the name, and then the beginning of that game it was not.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and then halfway through there's like this tonal change where it's like, psyched, this is Dead Space. So it's like it does this really weird shuffle from the beginning to the middle and to the end, and at the end of the day it wasn't terrifying. It was just gory. It's kind of like Hostel. It's like Hostel's not scary. It's just gore porn. And so, like, yeah, I get it. My guy can die and he gets ripped apart and all that. And it's brutal and it's badass for sure. But, like, let me get legitimately scared. I don't think that game did that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. That said, the next story on the list. Yeah, let's get it started. Red Dead Redemption Remaster / Remake is in the works. Or is rumored to be in the works. This comes from Nintendo Life. Liam Doolin. I know Nintendo Life. That's where I went here.
Interesting.
It's a choice. After the troubled release of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch, it looks like Rockstar could potentially be remastering another one of its older titles. It seems like the 2010 Wild West release of Red Dead Redemption, starring James Marsden, could finally be making a return. Last month, a Korean rating board listed a new version of the title, and this week, Rockstar rolled out a new website update referencing the possible remaster of the title, while also publishing a slightly updated logo. Ooh. If you squint hard enough, the corner of the logo, the trademark TM, has been replaced with R for registered. This is highlighted by Rockstar Games enthusiast and social media user Tez2. Interestingly, the Nintendo Switch is also one of the newly added platform buttons on the website. But it's also noted that this is a preview and not indicative of platform availability. Kyle, Red Dead Redemption.
Also, we all know you meant John. You said James Marsden, but it's fine.
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad,
Just saving
James
you a little
Marsden.
bit.
Thank you, bud. So Kyle, are you excited?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, similar to like the Metal Gear collection, I'm excited to actually like put in some significant time to this. Not only is it a game that you love and I want to know why you love it so much, but it's regarded as one of the best open world games ever made. So yeah, I'm into it. If they could do a better job than those GTA remasters, then they're on to something, and I have hope.
I'm hoping that they've learned their lesson for it. My only concern, and I'm going to be a hypocrite again, is that this game comes out in the holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
I will buy it. I will play it. Like, again, and I think it goes to say, like, Metal Gear Solid Collection, I don't have the nostalgia for it. I have the love for
you don't
Red
have
Dead.
the attachment. Yeah.
I don't have the attachment. So, like, Red Dead is legitimately it's my top 5 favorite game of all time.
I mean,
Probably 3 up there.
that's me with the Star Ocean Second Story R. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as that comes out, I'm pushing everything to the side. I don't care. I'm playing that.
And like, if this thing has online, God forbid,
It's over.
If
It's over.
it's over. I won't even be hosting the show anymore. It's all yours, Kyle.
Spider-Man
Not the
what?
con.
I'm sorry.
What? I'm sorry. Is there a spider cowboy in it, like in the movies? I'll maybe play it then, but I'm got to be a cowboy in this
Yeah.
game. So yeah, I love this game so very much.
Mhm.
Please, I just hope it's not like the lazy remaster that like we get haptics, like we get like some cool PS5 features. But please give me more of this. This is awesome. Give me a date. All right, Kyle. Last but not leastly, Final Fantasy 14. Dawn Tale is finally headed to Xbox. This comes from Ash Parrish over at The Verge. Critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV is coming to Xbox. During the Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest keynote, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer appeared to announce the news alongside game director Nakoti Yoshida. Sorry, my nose is congested. It's messing up all my pronunciation. Quote, "We wanted to bring the Xbox community to your Warriors of Light together in a way that is safe, secure, engaging, and above all, fun," Spencer said. Since the game's launch in 2013, the MMORPG has only been available on PC and PlayStation. According to Yoshida, the biggest request from fans was to bring the game over to the Xbox platform. Now, this brings in a question from Katie, who writes in. So, with Square Enix getting friendlier with Xbox again, do you think they'll open the doors for the future Final Fantasy titles to come to Xbox 7 Remake and 16? I feel that putting Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox is a test. Also, in regards to All Roads Lead to Square, do we think that this is still the case now that the specific relationship seems to be rekindled? Also, in regards to the most anticipated games still to come, all about that web swinging madman, baby. As always, love you guys. Take care. Kyle,
Joe.
this is the end. This is the end, man. I'm just... Where's PlayStation at? Why aren't they buying Square? We said all roads lead to them. There seems like there's some, road closures here happening. Xbox, they said they ain't done with acquisitions. What if they buy Square? What if they buy Capcom? What if they buy the whole thing, Kyle? I'm scared. I'm nervous. Coddle me.
I don't
What's
know if I want to
happening?
coddle you.
I need to be coddled. At this point in time, Kyle.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get in and be like boo. No, this is cool because FF14 is gigantic. It is bigger than 7 Remake or 16. Like the amount of money that pulls in for Square and the amount of players that are so dedicated to it, it's just absolutely wild. I mean, it's been around since when? 2013? Jeez, 10 years. That's incredible that it's still being updated and being added to. And I think this is...
And think about all the
is very
content
fun.
that they're going to have to port to Xbox as well.
1000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. And I'm happy that more people get to jump on the bandwagon for what is one of the best MMORPGs ever.
Well, I was expecting you to be a little frightened.
Nah.
What if Final Fantasy 7 Remake comes to Xbox, Kyle?
So?
What about 16, Kyle? What if 16 gets ported to Xbox?
I don't know. More people get to accept the truth.
But Kyle, these things can't be important to me unless someone else can't play
unless
them
it's
because they
mine.
bought. Exactly.
It's
yeah.
mine and no one else's. I don't care.
Same.
I don't care.
Let Xbox people play 7 Remake. It was supposed to be like only a timed exclusive thing
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So go, let them have cake or whatever.
The only issue I will have of it is if Xbox buys Square, quote unquote.
Sure.
And then they make like the last part of the remake trilogy exclusive to Xbox. Then I'll be mad.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to happen. So I'm okay.
Yeah, I think all roads led to Square with their previous leadership. It seems like their new CEO is in, and hopefully they change their ways on like things like blockchain as well. So like I think this has a lot to do with new leadership coming in and maybe wanting to broaden their prospects and seeing maybe successes that were shared with Microsoft about like their competition with, you know, other franchises that are on that platform like Persona. And they're going, hey, you don't want to miss out on this cash, so come join us. Like there's no way on God's green perfect earth that this game is not going to be a Game Pass game. In my head, it's like a shoe-in, you know? So to me, that's what I'm kind of thinking here. Is like, this is definitely what Katie's saying. It's a test. Hey, would someone who has, let's just say, Game Pass, or maybe it's not on Game Pass and it's here. Are Xbox fans willing to spend for another subscription to an online game? Here's the test bed for that. And I bet that, you know, Phil and Square wrote some really nice, you know, beautiful contracts that kind of eliminate a lot of the risk or apprehension Square has to publishing on that platform. Because again, if Call of Duty was almost taken away from them, you know, because Activision wanted an 80-20 split, we'd have to assume that that may be the case for a, you know, Japanese company, the likes of Square Enix, that typically sell really well on Nintendo and PlayStation platforms and not on Xbox. So I'm thinking they probably, you know, had a great deal.
Did they mention that on Xbox, are they going to still need to pay the monthly price to pay?
Yeah.
They will. Yeah. Okay, so that's, I mean, that's still a perk for PlayStation where you don't need that subscription to play.
No, I think
I'm on the site right here for users purchasing the PS5 or PS4 version of 14 Online. 14 can be played without a subscription on PlayStation Plus.
Up to Heaven's Sword, like it's free
is there
until a point. Yeah.
It doesn't say that.
I just
so
saved
that's
you
tricky.
really nasty comments. Yeah,
that's hey.
At least
this is
3.
the official FF14 website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I played F14 for a bit.
Did you?
Good. Yeah.
Cool.
I just don't like how it's zoned, because it's kind of like Guild Wars zoned, and I like the roller coaster vibe of like a World of Warcraft where not every area I have to load in. It's like every continent I load in. So it's like a much broader space. It feels more lived in. God forbid I use that phrase. Yeah. Exit for Xbox. This is a great get for them. And hopefully this makes PlayStation make some moves that we've talked about previously. So I don't need to get right back into them. But yeah, awesome. All right, Kyle. It's time to flip the tab over to the multimedia tab. I've watched the Twisted Metal show, so you don't have to, Kyle.
I'm gonna watch it
You want
eventually.
You want to ask me some questions about it?
All the episodes are there from day one?
All 10 are out there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay.
Are you having a good time, or is it too, for lack of a better word, cheesy to enjoy?
I am on episode 6, so I've not watched the whole thing. I'm watching it with my best friend because she really, I did not know this. She really excited for the show.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and not like, again, she's not a gamer in the slightest bit, but like Twisted Metal, she sees, you know, Sweet Tooth, and she's in. She's weird with these clowns. They're her zaddy, as the kids say. I know, it's problematic. That said, though, I'm gonna be real with you, Kyle. Again, I'm 6 episodes in.
Yep.
It's kind of like a Marvel show minus the budget.
Okay.
Like they don't have, you know, the big, I didn't forget what they even call the screens, but like they're not working in like the future dome where it's like a, you know, football field screen that they're working with.
Yeah.
You know, and that like the sets just are there.
The stuff the Mandalorian was shot on, right?
Yeah. Exactly. It's much more budget, and it's Peacock. So like, yeah, you're not going to have like a Netflix budget. You're not going to have a Hulu budget or, you know, Disney Plus budget. You're working with the confines of NBC. So take that as it were. For example, there's one of the headquarters, quote unquote, that's like an obvious CG building. Like, why couldn't you just find a damn facility?
Yeah.
It's like, it's really not great.
Okay.
And it's shot very close as well. It's something that Disney Plus shows do as well, so that they don't have to zoom all out and, you know, pay for more sets. But at the same exact time, Kyle, as budget as this is, and at times, the acting is bad. From the extras, main cast fine.
Okay.
I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it.
That's amazing to hear. I'm so happy.
It takes like the first two, like I'll be honest, first episode's rough. I didn't like it. And I turned to my best friend. I'm like, you really like, we could stop here. And she's like, oh, I liked it.
Mm.
I go, okay. All right. And then episode 2, I'm like, you want to keep going? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And at episode 2, where like just brief spoilers, you see Sweet Tooth. That's where I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in for this ride that I'm about to go on. And then it doesn't, like, what I really like what they do is they don't, again, from where I am at right now, they don't rely on Sweet Tooth all the time. He's kind of like Darth Vader in a sense.
Yeah.
Like when he's there, it matters.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship between John Doe and Quiet, that's actually what I'm here for.
Sweet.
Anthony Mackie is fantastic. He really is, at the end of the day, the Twisted Metal equivalent of Deadpool. Like he's just really like quirky. He's got all these gags and all these references to other things. He doesn't take anything serious. And then you have Stephanie Beatrice, which, respectfully, she is an amazing actress. And her story I am really interested in. And why she's called Quiet, I'm interested to find out more on her backstory and what she's about and their relationship as they go on the open road together. It's not akin to like the Joel and Ellie thing. No way. They're two far more capable characters than like an Ellie in this situation. But yeah, it is a post-apocalyptic road trip to, get from point A to point B with the promise of, like, an eternal reward. That's all I'll say.
That's the basis of Twisted Metal.
Yeah. So and again, it's not like it's definitely, what I'll say about this show is it plays with the vibes of what you think Twisted Metal is.
Mm-hmm.
And it has some homages to characters of the previous games and even some shout outs that you get excited for.
Ooh, sweet.
But it's not, it plays with the themes of Twisted Metal more than like, this is a by the books Twisted Metal thing.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm liking it. Yeah. Any other questions you got for me, Kyle?
How's Samoa Joe? I know he's not speaking in it, but he is Sweet Tooth, professional wrestler, voice of King Shark in the Suicide Squad game.
God, I can't wait. Great.
Is he menacing?
Very. What I'll say about Sweet Tooth for all the horror fans out there, he has like he has a Terrifier element to him.
Oh.
He's a clown at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And he's not like the Joker clown. He's more like, I'm gonna kill you in a really interesting way.
Is it?
The jokes are the gag to him.
Okay.
The jokes are the
Is it weird to hear Will Arnett's voice come out of that body?
First time, yeah.
Okay.
The first time it didn't feel right, and then after a while, I'm like, oh no, okay. Samoa Joe's actually doing a good job miming what Will Arnett's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and honestly, he's funny, dude.
That's great.
He's legitimately, he is the funniest parts of that show for sure.
Is there car combat, and is it cool? I think that's my last question.
Not so much car combat, and again, Peacock. So
fair.
It's not the most stunning car combat. It's there, but it's not gonna hook you at the edge of your seat. Akin to like, there's not so much violence in the Last of Us show, but when it's there, it's impactful. It's less impactful.
Okay.
On the Peacock show.
Sweet.
So, yeah. There you go. That's my impressions of Twisted Metal. I'll probably give you my whole impressions once I'm done with this show. Probably next week.
Okay.
But so far, it's not gonna win any awards, but I am impressed with what they've done with it so far.
Great.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. It's time for a little segment we like to call What You Been Playing. So, Kyle, we've both been playing a game, code provided by the publisher. We've both been playing Venba. And I'm interested to know your thoughts and comments on this game as to kind of get you in here. This game is a cooking game, but with the backdrop of it's telling a story of two immigrants coming to Canada
Mhm.
and trying to make a living for themselves and for their families, and you see the trials, the tribulations of that unfold. So, Kyle, as you are who you are, sir.
Huh.
You come from, what is it? A Polish background. You're not.
Yeah, Polish and Irish.
You're like, yeah, Polish and Irish. Your folks have been here for a minute, though, right? What's your family like lineage? And trust me, I'll play an important role in a second.
Great. Yeah, I'm trying. I
Like
think
Ellis Island, Sitch.
probably. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So, like, from someone who may not understand the the immigrant, coming to America, but this time Canada experience, how did you like the game, man? How
Oh
did
my
you
God.
relate to it as well?
I fell in love with it. I find it extremely easy for myself to put myself in fictional character shoes and can empathize with what they're going through. And this game for sure had me crying and tearing up several points in its fairly short runtime, 2 hours
Yep.
max if you really take your time with it. Platinum is like maybe a little bit more, if that. Chapter
Three-ish.
select's very easy to go back and get the things you missed. But yeah, it's a beautiful story about culture and love and loss and family and finding your way, and the way that they portray it. Like, yeah, it is a cooking game, and the cooking segments are really fun and interesting, and I love seeing that culture of food, which is a food that I just don't eat in real life. But it's the way that that's just kind of a driving vehicle to make you fall into their relationships with each other. Very much like what food is in real life, where I think they really nailed where every family has their own like family recipe that they know, and they're like, my mom makes, for lack, it's probably the whitest thing I can say, my mom makes a great meatloaf, you know what I mean? Like, she's got great chocolate chip cookies, like, but those are like family recipes that I look forward to, that mean something to my family. Same thing here with Venba and her family, and getting to meet her partner in Provolone and their son Caven. But the thing I love about this so much is how important they make the text. The text plays such a major role. Not only, of course, you're reading what they're saying and learning about them, but the way it's presented, how slowly the text is popping up in the bubble. Sometimes text bubbles are like a little dirty, and that kind of like means that they're saying it emotionally. They're whatever, like they're angry, they're sad, whatever. They let you know when they're speaking Tamil, when it's in white text, and when they're speaking English, it's in yellow text. And there's a whole section of like when...
Oh, that's awesome. You picked up on that. I did not.
Yeah, and like when their son Caven is going to a Canadian school, and the Canadian culture is being imprinted on him more, he starts speaking more in English and not wanting to speak Tamil, and wanting to like distance himself, which I think we all kind of go through at some point in our lives when we want to be our own person and do our own things, kind of thing. And it's just, the ride is emotional, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's a must play. Even if indies aren't your thing, or emotional stories are not your thing, this is such a relatable thing, no matter what lifestyle and background you come from. Like, you can pick up on it. And I mean, that moment led to me crying for hours afterwards, because of like how much I love my family and you and my friends here. They're going right now. Like, it's just so, it's just so important,
gentlemen.
We got him, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, family, and your chosen family as well is super important. And this just bolstered that feeling to me when I played it.
as you know, I'm usually a dead inside kind of guy, right? When it
Yep.
comes to most things.
Mhm.
Now to me, I'm a second generation immigrant. Oh, that's like such a wild thing to say because in my head I'm American. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know Spanish.
Mhm.
But to me, this game, it was like I don't need to be like Indian to know what these characters are going through because I went through the same thing Caven did. Like to me, this was like a shot for shot. Like even the one thing I love is like Caven's very ignorant to it all. I mean, rightfully so. He's just a kid or innocent to it, right? Like he's just a kid going through life,
Yeah.
and of course, he's gonna have imprinted of like Western, like culture on him
Mhm.
because he's there. He's in Canada for
Mhm.
for the majority of it. So like to me, it's the same as what I was raised. Like, yeah, I spoke English. I understand a bit of Spanish, but like when I walk home or when I would walk home as a kid and I enter the house, like my grandpa's there, he's cooking up paella and then like there's the Gypsy Kings playing in the background. Like my parents are having the serious conversations in Spanish because
Mhm.
they know little Joe won't pick up on it. And they also had those conversations of like, should we teach him Spanish
Mhm.
or should we teach him English?
Mhm.
And like the relatable comment here is like, you know, my father had to choose to speak English. I didn't get the luxury of learning Spanish because my father needed to learn English.
Mhm.
So, like, one of the things I say is relatable in God of War is when Atreus is reading to Kratos, because that literally was me as a kid reading to my dad because he didn't know. You have those moments here where, yeah, Pavlon's English isn't great. So, like, he misses on opportunities and he gets outcasted by folks strictly because of that. Dude, that happened. That happened to our family as well. That happened to my dad. So like there are moments in this game where, man, I relate to them so heavily, and I never knew I could relate to a piece of media
Mhm.
just so much than this game. And again, it's a culture that I know very little on, but still, even then, there are just these similarities of the experience that you could relate to. It makes it so it makes it such a much must play. And the easy thing for y'all is listen, it's on Xbox Game Pass for our Xbox listeners out there, but it's also a very easy platinum. So if
Yeah.
you're like, hey, my goal is to get a platinum in under an hour, you can do that in this game, and
Mhm.
it's an awesome story to boot. So like
Yeah.
I recommend it. It is $15 on PlayStation, and everywhere that you're able to purchase it. Also on PC and
Yeah.
Xbox and Nintendo Switch. So
Yeah. And I think this also adds to, I think, what is becoming my favorite kind of genre of game, where
Mhm.
I'm playing a game and I'm learning about a real culture.
Yeah.
Like listening to their music that they had on the radio every time Venba goes to cook. I was like, man, these are some bops. These are some bangers.
Right?
They're very,
Yeah.
very exciting and like, easy listening. And found myself humming along and bobbing my head while I'm cooking,
Yeah.
similar to like Tachia, where I learned about New Caledonia, which is great. And
It's kind of like when you're on the cooking channel, right? And
yes,
you're just like, here's this cool neighborhood in Pittsburgh. Like,
yes,
here's a cool neighborhood in
absolutely,
like,
yep,
here's a diner, dive, or dash type of deal.
yeah.
Here's Flavor Town, like something like that. So,
Yeah, Venba's real
yeah,
good. Please play
yeah,
Venba.
yeah. Venba. Go.
It's the length of a movie.
Yeah, yeah. A feature, as it were.
Yep.
All right, gang. It's time for one of my favorite segments. Kyle, are you holding on to anything in particular?
My pen.
A pen. All right, it works. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. On July 31st, oh man, that already passed. F1 Manager 2023 on PS5, PS4. Super Death Game Show VR on PSVR 2. Venba on PS5. Again, go out there, buy it. 15 bucks, an easy plat. It's a good story. 2nd of August, The Helper on PS5. August 3rd, Adore on PS5 and PS4. On the 4th of August, Slash
Oh,
on PS5,
can I
PS4.
really quickly talk about Splash?
Oh, Splash. Yeah, go for it, please.
It was part of the mini indie showcase at 6-1 Indie that we did in
Oh.
March. It is a 1v1 fighting game, but it's accessible where it's a one button prompt.
Oh, okay.
And they made it wanted to the kind of that fun pick up and play like a Smash Brothers, and it's a really
Ooh.
cool samurai fighting game, the art style is gorgeous. Please, if that sounds like your kind of jam, give Splash a look. It's pretty awesome.
And last but not leastly, VR Skater comes out on PSVR 2. Hearing very good things about that game. Very good things. All right, Kyle, it's time for our last segment and our favorite segment of the night. It is time for the Sony Pony Express. That's right. Hey, Kyle, do you mind reading this question for me? Because I got to take a sip of water.
Of course. Chipotle Bear writes in, great name. Both PlayStation and Xbox are clearly investing more and more into streaming games. Project Q, Xbox Cloud Streaming, support for the ROG Ally, etc. Is it ROG or Rogue?
Tomato situation,
Sure.
I think.
But it still doesn't quite feel like a way to game all the time, even though I love my Ally. In your opinion, what's it gonna take, oh my god, to really move that needle so that it becomes a viable way of gaming full time? More affordable hardware, more widely available fast internet, better battery technology? It feels like we're close to that future, but not quite. Why is that? Great question.
Great question. I think it's kind of all of the above.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Like hardware, we're getting there. It's getting real close. More widely available internet, I would say more widely available fast internet.
Yep.
For sure. Better battery life technology as well.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I think that's always my gripe with, my Steam Deck and my Nintendo Switch is that, like, yeah, depending on the game, I could get 4 hours out of the Switch, or I get 3, right? Or if it's Zelda, maybe 2.5. Same with my Steam Deck. I love the Steam Deck and all that jazz, but like I'm playing Elden Ring for 45 minutes. You understand that, right? And then it's done. It's dead. So for me, when it comes to battery tech, I think, yeah, battery life is important, but fast charging is also really important. So like I could charge my Apple Watch in 30 minutes and get a full charge. We gotta amplify that for these things right here.
That's fair.
That's for sure. What do you think?
My biggest thing is I need it to run flawlessly, like I'm playing on my TV screen, meaning like no stuttering, like don't have to worry about connection dropping. Like to me, that is my biggest issue and why I'm not like all in yet is because of that. And once that happens, I'd be more inclined to pick up a Project Q on day one or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really want to see what the battery life on Project Q is. I want to see the streaming capabilities of it. There's so many question marks about that device. We need to get answers quick. Hopefully we get that soon. That said, D Mason writes in, D Mason 2011 writes, "Good day, gentlemen."
Yeah, I like the
I'm Ron
question mark.
Burgundy. I love this. I was recently bitten by the nostalgia bug and platinumed Twisted Metal from the PlayStation Plus Premium Collection. Which games, if any, have you revisited or played for the first time? What games are currently listed? Do you want to go back and play? Is there a PS2 or PS1 game that you want them to release on the service with trophies? Thanks for all the great content you release. Well, thank you for listening to all that great content, my friend. Kyle, what is there a game in mind that you want to play right meow?
Other than Star Ocean?
PS1, PS2. Yeah. Go for it.
I mean, I'm. It's kind of cheating, but I'm already getting it. Tomba is coming to current consoles.
You're a real son of a gun, yeah.
So give me that with trophies. But another one that I mentioned before that I would be super excited to play again is Brave Fencer Musashi, which is one of the very first PS1 games I played and rented from Blockbuster. Didn't come with a memory card, so I only played like the beginning parts, but had a great time.
Have you played the one where you're a Dragon Boy?
What? No. What Dragon Boy is that?
You're a young man who finds himself some dragon armor on the PS1. Remember that?
Legend of Dragoon?
Yeah, well, you're Dragon Boy.
I played a little bit of it earlier this year.
Yeah. You don't want to play any more of it? Like,
No, I
let's
do. Yeah, there's just
Okay.
other games have come out.
All right, fair enough.
The little Dragon Ball, you really threw me for a loop.
Star Wars. That's the one with the wizard boy. One game that I have loaded up on my PlayStation 5 that I'm very interested in is Killzone Liberation
Ooh.
with trophy support. I would love to dive into that. Hopefully later this weekend. And then I'm gonna butcher the name, but I want to try to start playing more puzzle games.
Ooh.
So give me more like what is it? Luminous,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me some of those games. Like I know there's the Vita version, but like
Yeah.
give me some of those PSP versions as well. Like give me more puzzle games so I could train this old noggin to start retaining more stuff in it because it's getting bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'd like. I'm a simple man. All right, Kyle. Next question on the list comes from Cowboy Danger D. Question for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw.
Are there any in-game outfits or costumes you would rock in the real world? I have always been tempted to buy BJ's jacket from New Colossus. As always, love you guys. Shiny side up, your unofficial Sony Pony Express mascot. P.S. Here's a picture of the jacket for reference. That is a dope leather jacket.
Yeah, BJ's jacket from Wolfenstein is iconic.
What's a P? Honestly, there's like so many really good like outfits. Like I would like give me the hunter's garb. You know, I'd wear that like an idiot outside.
I mean, they do have those. Like at PAX, I see them selling like hunter jackets and whatnot, but they're
Here's the
crazy
thing, I don't want a
expensive.
LARP, you know. You're not gonna see me go lightning bolt. I just want the cloak.
Why not? That could be fun.
All right.
This is
No disrespect for the LARPers,
yeah. We love you.
my liege.
I mean, I could probably make this happen. I've actually tried to find one, but it doesn't come in big human sizes. I would love Ellie's t-shirt, the iconic red one.
Ooh. Yep. Like Joel's
Flannel. Oh yeah, Joel's family or Nathan Drake's like Henley shirt.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Mhm.
But
if I was ripped,
oh my
if
God.
I had the pecs to
Yes.
pull that off,
Yes, please.
you kidding me? You
It's
kidding me?
over. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. All right. For me, like I think of like the assassin's cloak for some reason, like that's iconic, man.
Yeah.
There's something about flipping a hood up.
Mhm,
Now it's a cloak, and now I'm like every time, like, ooh, who is that? I don't know. I want to know.
I'm trying to
Oh
think.
wait, it's just someone depressed.
I'm trying to think of
They're
something
sick.
that isn't like viable.
I got it. I got it. The Master Chief's Mjolnir armor. You know,
Yeah.
just think about it. Like you're walking out of the you're walking into the bathroom, and the guy standing right next to you is John 117. You know, and he just turns to you, visor up. He's just like, it slides up and down. And you're like, what? That's how it works. That's how I get it. That's how it goes. But realistically, Luke Loris told me this. They pee in the suit.
And what suit?
In the Master Chief suit. It's kind of like in Dune. Ever seen the movie Dune?
No, not yet.
Yeah, they pee in the suit.
Oh. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Humble brag.
Yeah.
It's efficient. Imagine peeing your pants and it's not embarrassing.
Oh my God. You know, I almost woke up and thought I peed the bed because I was dreaming of peeing. Has that ever happened to you?
That's happened to me.
I was
once,
like,
and
oh
that
man,
scared
I am
me.
peeing a lot in this dream. I better wake up.
I better wake up where like the girls put your hand in like a warm cup of water.
Exactly. Ooh.
But God forbid, 3 beeps. What's that? Oh God. Yeah.
A not realistic one would be Cloud's outfit
Oh.
with the one arm out, the whole
I
soldier
like
fit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd wear Link's tunic if I could.
Ooh, yeah.
But it's just not so like it has to be socially accepted.
No, it doesn't.
Again, no disrespect to the LARPers, but keep that shit in the parks. If if I'm walking around the mall and I see someone, and it's not like there's an event, going on, like
Yeah.
there's a con happening, like that's just your normal attire.
Yeah.
Like if I see you in aisle 7 picking up Fruit Loops, there's no problem with you picking up Fruit Loops as an adult. You deserve to have fun. But if I see you
deserve
dressed-
to have fun with Fruit Loops.
yeah, it's fun. It's a fun breakfast.
It's fun because
It's for all ages.
2 O's.
For all ages. But if I see you dressed as Link
Yeah.
in aisle 7,
Yeah.
I do have the right to go, that's suspicious.
Oh, Joe's yucking some yums right now.
Like if I see him at a Home Depot, I'm like, I'm calling management going, don't you bring that kid near a vase. He's gonna start hooting and hollering.
He's
and
gonna
just
start
breaking
melding
vases left and right.
shovels to drills to making whatever he wants.
Exactly. You see Joel, like someone dressed as, Joel, you can
Oh,
it's
here
a
we go.
flannel. But like if he's like crab walking and he's just like attaching shit with duct tape.
Also, this just reminds me, go watch some Mega 64 bits from back in the day. They're so good.
Yeah. I could go on for days with this
Yeah.
one. This is a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. Second to last question of the night. Bertos Maximus writes in, hey guys, thanks to you, I have discovered my game of the year pick in Final Fantasy 16. So my question is, did the beginning sequence that leads to the first icon fight? Okay. Oof. Okay, I feel you. You thought I thought it was gonna be a spoiler. Hit you emotionally. It certainly did with me, with Ben's voice acting as young Clive. As always, keep bringing us the very best and stay safe from your friend across the pond. Each icon fight in that game, I gotta go back to it, man.
That's the same.
I really do. I've just been too busy. Now I gotta balance near with this. It's hard. Every icon fight leaves me astonished for various different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The spectacle is huge. But like you, Bertos, yes, I was tearing up. And it gets pretty emotional without spoiling it. It's Ben's real good at what he does. He's real good.
And we're not just saying it because we had him on the show,
Nope.
Huckleberry.
He's
But like
real good.
Clive is a really compelling character. I
Yes.
really like him a lot.
One of the best Final Fantasy protagonists, I think, ever.
Pikal, do you mind reading Yuna's or the last question of the night? Here's the thing. I burnt my gums and it's getting real sore to
Your
talk.
gums. What?
Yeah,
How?
because I was eating some chicken and it was too hot and it burnt the side of my gums.
Okay. All right.
Like the inside of my mouth. It hurts. Keep on
Do you
drinking
eat
water.
with the
It's not
side of
helping.
your mouth like that?
Apparently.
Okay. I'm not
'Cause
judging. I
burnt
shouldn't
a
judge.
layer of skin.
I shouldn't. I bit my tongue out of nowhere earlier, so it happens. I get it.
Yeah. Hold your tongue, sir. Hold it. All right.
Una writes in, hey there guys, hope you both are doing well, and welcome to August, where one has to wonder how much time is passing in a year. My question this week is, when a game is divided up into routes that deviate from the plot, and you can play them in any order, how do you decide what route to do? In one of the games I'm playing right now, I'm sorry, Una. Hakuki? Edo Blossoms. I have 12 routes to go down on, and in no particular order, so I decided to have a wheel choose my 10 routes, as I have my first 0 picked out. So I get a sense of fun and randomness in the game, and I think I have made the right choice in this. So I throw the ball to you guys. When a game has routes that divide and don't have a set playing order, how do you decide to play the game?
Here's the thing. They're on my molders. Like my molders are resting on it. I keep on poking at it. It's not good. It's making it worse.
Yeah,
but I can't help but do it.
touch 'em.
When a game gives me different routes, it's funny. I'm very like left brain, right brain. I'm like, I'll go right.
Oh,
like, when it comes to like I'm a simple man. Sometimes I spice it up. I choose left.
I'm a psychopath, Joe.
Yeah.
I will go down right, and just to the point where I think it's going to trigger a cutscene or something, I will turn around and go the other side.
Absolutely.
I don't want to miss anything, because back in the day, there used to be a really cool item down the path I didn't go down, and I need to make sure I don't miss anything now, because that probably saved me a whole heaps of trouble.
I do something very similar. If there's like multiple routes and I'm not losing anything by like
Yeah.
like if I gotta make a choice like the story's altered
Yep.
because of it,
Mhm.
ooh, that's a difficult ass
Yes.
decision. But if it's just like, hey, you could do some fishing here, you could do a world event there.
Mhm.
I gotta just pick what's gonna be more interesting for me. I just kind of and if it's an open world, I just kind of like to get lost along the path.
Mhm.
That's typically how I goes about it.
Yeah. I need to see every inch of that map.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, speaking of, did you ever find like the last percent in blasphemous of the map?
Nope.
Remember?
I'm not going back until I feel like it.
Oh yeah, that's irritating. That's
Yeah.
irritating. All right. Well, Kyle, that's it. That's been the trophy room this week. Is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get on out of here?
Sure, myself, Mr. K-Step, pretty much everywhere. Last weekend, I went and filmed the next mini indie showcase for 6-1 Indie coming on August 31st. So keep that set on your calendars, put it in your calendars, get excited. It's super fun and exciting. And check out 61indie.com for all the fun little indie news and coverage we do over there, and IndieCast and all that fun stuff.
Heck yes. And honest to God, Kyle,
Yeah,
this show, a lot of things happened. We had a Mama Bad Bit
we
appear.
did.
We had some intriguing questions.
Yeah,
I said 2 things that were off kilter this week.
yeah.
We did a lot this week. We did
Yeah.
a lot this week.
You told
can find me.
You told everyone that they're light sleepers, and how dare they?
Exactly. 3 beeps. Come on. Just go, Susan, go back to bed. It's nothing. It's just a burglar.
Come on, Sue.
Yeah. Come on. Jesus. The robots are alive and they're here. All right. You can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter or on threads at Mr._Badbit. You can find this show over on youtube.com at PS Trophy Room if you want the video version. You can find the podcast version wherever you find your podcasts, like on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Good Pods, you name it, we're there. And if it's not, I'll go and fix it personally myself. So, with all that said, you can lastly support us on Patreon at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Really does keep the lights on, keeps this show going. It's the reason why we're able to do cool things like streams and whatnot. So, with all that said and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See y'all.
Bye. I love you. And we're off.